The modern world depends on energy and electricity to function, and while this technology has improved humanity, it has come at a cost. CO and CO2 emissions are the primary greenhouse gases that continue to damage the Earth and strip nature of its healthy future.
The greenhouse gas emissions will create global warming, which will heat up our planet to the point that we can't live here anymore. So this is imperative for every human on this planet to make sure we do not enter that stage.
With the global warming, and the cause of it is the emission CO2. So if I want to take a look at it and do my contribution in my house, I have to reduce it. One of this is reduce of the using the conventional fuel. So if I generate it in my house with the green energy like a solar system, so I'm helping the global to reduce it and hopefully to control it.
The construction industry recognizes that it contributes to greenhouse gas emissions. This happens in two ways. One, in the actual construction phase, and the second one is maintenance.
Global climate change isn't a problem for the future. It is the existential threat humanity faces in the 21st century. Since electricity will always be needed for the modern world, one of the most effective ways of creating power is solar technology.
Traditionally, solar panels have been used on solar roofs or solar farms, but there are now possibilities of integrating these solar panels into everyday products.
It works by taking the energy from the sun, having it shine on a medium, and that medium then pushes electrons through the system and generating electrical current. You could do this in many ways: a rooftop unit, a building envelope, and it could be in other devices too, like a solar panel that you might hang from your tent when you go camping, or even something on your backpack as you're walking around the city. It's available to us, it is just being clever about how we capture that sunlight.
Traditionally, solar panels, they are black, they are not beautiful, and we cannot use them in every surface or every application. But by creating new technologies and by adding new technologies to solar panels, we are able to make them in different colors, textures, shapes, and make them more affordable.
To get to a net zero carbon future, companies like Mitrex are using innovative concepts, bringing together solar and construction. As the world's biggest BIPV manufacturer, Mitrex's mission is to create meaningful, positive difference and integrate solar technology into every surface touched by the sun.
At Mitrex, we come from building industry and construction industry, and we take nature as our guidance, and we are integrating solar into skin of every building and turning every building into a small power plant. We started with the cladding such as marbles or wood or concrete or brick or stucco, and we turn them into a solar application that are producing high levels of solar energy from that surface. The next step for us was the railing, and then we started working on the glass and the windows. Now we have a fully integrated system for buildings that can produce electricity from every surface that they have.
So you can think of, the rooftop, you can think of the skin of the building, the envelope of the building. All those components can now have solar integrated into their structure, the very manufacturing process. So in addition to serving the purpose they were traditionally used, they're now having an added bonus of generating electricity.
Mitrex is vital for the world and has been at the front lines of pushing the conversation about the adoption of sustainable energy with the impressive technology to back them up. Human-made structures such as solar roof, solar sliding, solar walls that focus on renewable energy and widespread solar technology will not only be a success for humanity, but the planet that we all love and live on.
We have these alternative products for the building industry that can replace concrete, brick, stucco, and other materials that you see on the traditional buildings. And the price is comparable because we provide two different pricing options. Our DPA is when the customers, they buy the whole system and they own the whole system. Our MPA is when we have the Mitrex power agreement that we sustain and we control the system and we sell the energy back to the building. And in both cases, customer can benefit from lower cost and receiving a sustainable source of electricity to the building without paying extra upfront cost or fees compared to traditional materials.
There's been probably a 50% increase in terms of the efficiency of solar in just a very few short years. As a result, you're seeing the costs decrease dramatically. For me, I think the biggest trend you'll see is you'll see a downstream use more to the user and consumer level rather than large fields of solar projects.
we're in a position now where we can really make a benefit for the long term, and that's important to us.
By integrating solar into the buildings, we actually achieve two goals. Number one, we lower the cost. Number two, we create the microplants, and these microgrids can be sustainable even during hurricanes, heavy snows, or any other natural disaster that happens. At Mitrex, by developing new technologies and integrating solar into everyday construction materials, we are able to create the sustainable buildings of the future.
To learn more, contact us today.